What's up, guys? Today we're going to be playing Lords of the Fallen. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of the first area here. Now, I've just killed the first enemy, so go ahead and just continue on through here. These types of enemies, they're generally easy to kill. If you can get up behind them, you can do a sneak attack, and usually it kills them in one hit, unlike that. Try that again. Or you could just, murder them in cold blood. That always works too. I think there's another one here. Yep. It's gonna be hard to get around him, so. As you notice, I'm playing as a rogue right now, so it's kind of a fast-paced class. I'll try to show you the sneak attack if I can get behind one of these guys down here. Yeah, just like that. Go ahead and kill his friend there too. Usually you can find items and things that are breakable. I believe there's one right here. And there's hidden areas as well that you can get into, say they're like that. The bookcases was hiding the hole in the wall. Go ahead and continue up the stairs here. This guy's about to have a bad day.
It is in me, and it is changing me.
You can
My
usually find
skull,
XP scrolls like that.
The bones are moving.
Since this is a
growing.
tutorial area, there's a few of them just laying
It does
around.
not feel like poison in my veins, more like liquid darkness. We have seen with others what happens next. Eyesight goes first, then follows sanity. Brother William, Brother Peter and I won't.
The bad
let
thing is
the
about trying to
disease
sneak up
take
behind
us.
these dudes, you have to
We
move
will
slow.
choose
If you don't
death
move slow, then they'll
before
usually
it chooses
detect you, and
us.
then if you don't get out of the way in time, they end up hitting you. Also, if your stamina gets low like mine did just there, you take a lot longer to attack, so it's good to keep your energy up during battle. There's another scroll.
Dear Father, the fires
Portals
on the
like
horizon,
this, you have to kill a
they are
boss enemy to
spreading
get
towards
into.
our village.
We'll
I
show you
beg
that later on.
Be careful. Something evil is happening. I can feel that. You can always seek refuge here, in the monastery. Whatever happens, Antanas can save us. Please, please, be safe.
I hate fighting enemies like this because they take forever to die. They deal a lot of damage if they hit you. Best to fight them in an open area. Yeah, see there? He almost killed me in just 2 hits. It's always best to keep your health up and dodge as much as you can during battle. Fight enemies in open areas. That way they're a lot easier to kill. Alright. Moving right along up here. That pretty much completes the first area.
I
Through this
found a
door is the
key.
first boss.
What are you waiting for? Open the door. I could use some help. Here, this might be useful.
For this particular boss fight, you pretty much fight it just like the rest of the bosses in this game. You just stay back from him until he does his power attack, and then you just run up and hit him a few times, and you just keep backing off. Just stay out of his way. Got me there. He loses part of his armor. The first, every little mark that you see in his health bar up there, once you reach a certain point on his health bar, like the first one there, he lost part of his armor. Now, for the second one, he'll lose his like chest piece armor, I think. And then the third one, I believe he loses his shield. As far as boss fights go in this game, the quicker you can move, the better. Usually if you can move quick around the boss, you can usually deal with him pretty quickly. Almost got him down to half health right now. As far as dodging goes, I would say that you would need to dodge in a backwards motion rather than side to side, because if you dodge from side to side and then they get another attack in pretty quick like that, you can still dodge it, but it just makes it harder. If you just dodge backwards and then you back up, it makes it a whole lot easier to avoid being hit. You got me with that one. Usually on power attacks like that, you just stay off to the side and then you can run up and hit them a couple times. See, I got him down to half health, and now he's lost his chest plate. As far as attacking goes, if you sprint and do a a heavy power attack, then you'll do extra damage when you hit him. You run up and just do regular attacks, you can attack faster, but it does less damage. And now I got him down to the last part of his health bar there. He lost his shield. He still does the same power attacks, he just doesn't have his shield. Makes it a lot easier to hit him since he doesn't have a shield now. like I said, just if you just stay back from him, unlike right there, trying to run at him and just hit him, that's not really the best strategy. I'm gonna use a health potion. And there we go. Watch this cutscene right here.
What was that? One of those lords Kaslo keeps talking about.
Every boss fight, after you kill them, they grant a weapon or a piece of armor. The first one you get is sword. I believe it requires 15. Let's have a look here. I believe it requires 15 strength. Yeah, right there to equip that. As far as the leveling system goes, you got your spell points and your attribute points. If you use your attribute points, you can increase your strength, vitality, faith, endurance, agility, and luck. As far as spell points go, you use those to increase your specials for your class. So like prayer, mimic, stab, and shift. Certain ones of these, they require a certain faith requirement. So I guess we'll go ahead and raise our faith here. I'm going to use an attribute point. Raise that up. And go ahead and put all the rest of that into spell points. Go ahead and get our first prayer. As far as this goes, prayers are pretty easy to use. You just hold circle, and the first one you get for every single class, it just spawns a shadow-like picture of a person, or I guess it's supposed to be your character or whatever. So enemies will attack this instead of attacking you, and it just makes combat a little bit easier having that equipped. So we're supposed to be looking for Kaslo.
Kaslo. Kaslo. Damn it.
This will continue on through here. Also, one last thing I forgot. If you can use these as checkpoints. If you use it, then you will return to the last stone that you used if you die. As far as going about using these, I would just level your character up every time you reach one. That way if you die, you don't lose experience trying to go back and retrieve your body. Go ahead and continue down through here. Like I said in the first video, you can sneak up behind these dudes and just pretty much kill them instantly.
Apart from their common goal, they were very different in every possible way. 3 statues were built for them on the square of the judges, displaying the distinct paths they had taken. These statues hold a secret, as if it were their heart, but it is retained by the stone.
Got a first set of heavy
only
armor
the
here.
shard of
Have a
heroes
look
could make
at
that
some
heart
of the
beat,
stats for this.
and only an unearthly force
Preferably,
could
I
tear it out.
prefer to have a lightweight type of armor. It doesn't provide as much defense, but it allows you to move quicker and get around enemies much easier than heavy armor does. The only benefit that I see that heavy armor provides is you can take more hits if you're wearing the full set of heavy armor. So yeah. Moving on down here. I'll try to show you a sneak attack on this dude if he hasn't seen me already. You'll see that it doesn't... I think he's seen me. If you can get a sneak attack on these guys, you usually have to hit them once or twice again after you do it because they don't die entirely like the other ones do. But I'm going to take him in here and go ahead and kill him. That's why I hate fighting these guys. They take forever to die, and then once you finally do kill them, you've probably lost about half your health, just like I have right there. Oh, missed an item over here. Pick that up. Secret. Well, these aren't really secret rooms, but there's a part in here. I haven't really figured it out just yet. It says here on your screen, keep an eye on your environment. There are multiple ways that a room can stay hidden. I'm not exactly sure what this means. I believe that there's supposed to be a doorway right here in the wall, but I don't know how to access it just yet. Go ahead and kill these guys that's in here.
We can't stand against such forces much longer. We must find a place to hide. A place with walls and soldiers, mighty Antanas. We will be on our way.
What exactly were the Lords? They wielded power beyond our understanding.
There's another chest
Fought
behind these two
fiercely,
guys here. I
blind
believe
to
there's
follow
another
the
set of
gods.
armor in this chest. I believe it's medium armor rather than heavy.
The Lord did not come for discussion. They came to serve their purpose. To lead the Rogar army against the humans.
Also, another thing about this game, you can mix and match armor. You don't have to have all one set. If you need more defense, so to speak, you could equip something that's a little heavier, such as medium armor like this, and it doesn't take up as much weight as heavy armor does and still provides a little bit more defense. Usually what I'll do, I'll try to use light armor for the chest piece, or medium armor, I guess. Then I'll try to use heavy armor for the boots and the gloves, and then the helmet, I just kind of go based off of what weight that I have left. If in the bottom left down there, I try to keep the weight in a green area. That way it provides me the maximum amount of movement, and that way I don't get slowed down by wearing heavy armor. So here we are outside the first area here, where we killed the boss. I believe that was the monastery. You can go back to certain areas that you have just came from, but the enemies that were in that area, they will respawn. Let me kill this guy real quick. Go ahead and kill these dudes real quick. Also, while you're executing a sneak attack, you are invincible. If an enemy hits you, then you won't take any damage. Okay, moving on. There's a dude inside of this gate right here. I'm gonna go up here and open 2 gates so we can get through there. I'm almost dead. I do not like fighting these guys right here. They're very fast and they dodge attacks. And they also have a shield. So they're not very fun to fight. If they hit you, they deal a lot of damage. I think the next thing we're going to upgrade on our attribute points will be our health. That way if we get hit, we won't die in 2 hits. Because those guys deal a lot of damage. Also, keep an eye out for breakables like that, like I mentioned earlier. Finding items in the world will be helpful later on in the game. I'll talk to this dude here.
You help me, please.
What happened to your hand?
Spider venom. It burns like Adir himself touched it.
Rip the wound and suck the poison out.
Too late. It already spread.
There's only one way to stop the venom. Separate the poisoned limb from the body.
You want me to cut my arm off? You're a madman.
You'll see the judges soon then.
I can't. I won't. It's in your hands.
Do we want to cut his arm? Yeah, we'll cut his arm off.
All
I'll do
right.
it.
On your head be it.
Thank you. I owe my life to you, stranger. Wait. You're not one of the monastics. The markings on your face.
A gift from the court. A reminder of my sins.
Please, put the axe down now.
I would suggest finding yourself a healer.
You need someone to patch you up. You won't hold long in this state.
I am the healer monk here. And yes,
Well, that's just bad luck, isn't
I
it?
see the irony of the situation.
You must have supplies.
I do. They're in the laboratory, but the place is full of Rogar beasts. It's no use. I won't make it there in this condition.
Don't want to help him out. Give him a potion. I might actually need those for later though, because I don't have much health. So
Help yourself.
Help yourself.
You're a grown man.
We'll go back real quick and use this checkpoint after we killed all those guys. That way we can level up and do some stuff. I guess we'll increase vitality, that way we gain more health. I guess after that, the next thing we can try to save up for is probably one of these. We need to increase our faith to level 12 to be able to get that. Either one of these anyway. This one requires 15, so we'll probably have to wait a while for that one. Use this. Another thing, if you're sprinting in this game, if you press X again after you sprint, you can do a jump, and probably, I guess that's used for escaping enemies if they're following you or something. I don't really use it that much, but it's there if you need it. There's another chest up here to the right, right there, beside of him. Try to kill these 3 guys pretty quick. And getting another set of heavy armor. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. There's some doors over here that we can go through. Basically, we're just going through these areas trying to gain the maximum amount of XP before the next boss fight. Because the more you can level up, the better you'll be. That's kind of self-explanatory. But also, we find items like these. You go through and search everywhere. Armor like this, I prefer to have light armor. This is pretty good for starting out. I guess for the beginning of the game, it's pretty decent items. They're lightweight and they provide as much defense as medium armor does. So, I guess that's like a win-win situation, sort of. If I remember right, this area here, there's a way, there's an archer standing down there at the bottom of the stairs. If you go back up to the main area, there's a way you can get up behind him and sneak attack and kill him, rather than having to fight him head on. I think you have to get past this dude over here though. Just go ahead and go on down here, that way he doesn't notice us. So here's one of these guys again, the people that are really fast and annoying. They hit you. See how much damage he just did right there in just one hit? He took me down to half health. So I don't like fighting him because of that reason. Got lucky with the sneak attack right there from behind. I believe there's an item somewhere in here. I can find it. Oh, here's another thing. Chests like these, the sealed runes that you find in the game are used to open chests that have seals on them like this. They usually contain really good items. Sometimes if you find, like the first set of light armor that I found only had 2 pieces to it, you can find the rest of the pieces in chests like that.
On watch. How could the
Usually they
get
will be
inside
found in the
sacred
same
walls
area.
Of Keystone? They appeared
So,
out of nowhere.
Just keep an eye out
The
for those if you
graveyard
can.
is swarming with them. I need to
Yeah,
alert
right
the
here's
others.
that archer person that was on the like down the long hallway. You can sneak up behind these dudes if you do it right, unlike what I just did. go ahead and kill all these guys down here. I think we're gonna backtrack a little bit. We're gonna go back and increase our skills some more and use the checkpoint and save it. Also, another thing, using checkpoints, once you use it, you regain all of your health. So use it and you gain, your potions get refilled, your health gets refilled, but the only downside to that is I think it's like a XP, it's not really an XP stack, but your percentage chance to find items, like better items in the world, it decreases. It resets to 0 once you use the checkpoint, so that's really the only downside of that. I think we're going to increase another attribute point here. Going to raise our faith to level 10 and try to save up to get the next spell. So just remembered in the sealed chest that we opened, we got an attribute point shard. When you find these, you can consume them and just gain a free attribute point. So use that, then we'll go back over here to character development, and that way we can increase another skill. I think we're going to increase faith again, trying to get to level 12 so we can get our next spell. So go back and pick up where we left off. This guy's still here with his arm that's been cut off. We still have the axe from that, by the way. It's right here, the butcher. That also requires 9 strength to use. You can still equip items that require a certain level, but they have a reduced attribute, I guess you would call it. This one here has negative 43 physical damage because you like the strength requirement. So anyway, get back up here, we'll kill this dude. Try to get a sneak attack on him if he doesn't hear me. Yeah, see, sneak attacks don't quite kill those dudes, so just attack them once or twice more and that'll finish them off. I think we've been down in this area here. Right there was where the sealed chest was. So just head back up here. And right here I believe we get our first, it's like a magic shield. I think it's called a gauntlet. Up there's an archer. I don't really like this area right here because there's an enemy right there, one of those fast guys, and when he does that, you just take a lot of damage. This dude pretty quick. Alright, now we can go up here and kill this dude before he... Anyway, now we can try to find an enemy by itself. That way we can see how this thing works. Yeah, right here's one. Basically, you just lock onto an enemy and shoot it. It takes a little bit of time to recharge because it uses some of your magic up down there. does a significant amount of damage compared to the weapon that I'm using right now.
Mighty Antanas, I've found traces of a
There's
Rogar
another
lord
chest.
that was once known for his preoccupation with the physical form, and his shield being no less than a weaponry masterpiece.
We got
That's
a
most peculiar,
short sword right
as I
there.
would never have suspected Rogar to
We'll look
care
at
for
that
it.
here in just a
No
second.
wonder he had the
I'm
most
not going to go
dedicated
down
followers
here.
in
There's
all
a
the battles
pretty
he
strong
commanded.
enemy. I'll see if I can let you see him. There's a great, I don't know what that is. It looks like a spider of some sort, but he's really hard to kill. So we'll come back here later, and when we have better equipment and stuff, to try to kill him. I believe there's a checkpoint right over here. We're going to go try to level up a little bit.
Where is it?
Where is what?
Back off. This doesn't concern you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and drop him.
Don't mind me then. What was that about?
They're liars, and worse besides. Not only did they steal my family valuables, but they've hidden the pathway.
What's a pathway?
Pathway.
A door to places otherwise unreachable. Places that hold secrets, and secrets hold power. I was on my way there when the Rogar appeared out of nowhere.
Why are you so sure it's still here?
It's in the Book of Lineage, and the book does not lie.
This is a monastery, no women
This is a
allowed.
monastery. No women allowed.
No criminals allowed either, but here you are. If it's to be an inquisition, tell me about that constellation on your ugly face. I thought not. Let's both keep our secrets.
She's not very friendly.
I must go.
Suit yourself.
Anyway, we come back here and try to level up a little bit more. Didn't quite have enough to increase our spell points, so that's really all we can do for right now. I think the next thing will increase is our strength, because we need to be able to attack a little bit better. Also, going back to the gauntlet, there's 3 different, I guess, modes, or whatever you want to call it, that you can use. This one is like a blast. It pretty much just hits anything that's in front of it. The projectile was the one that I was using earlier. Once you just lock onto an enemy, it just shoots a ball of light and hits the enemy. This one, it shoots out like sort of like a grenade. It'll shoot out and then bounce on the ground and then blow up. So I think I like the projectile the most because you can use it twice before you have to let your magic regenerate. So I guess we have to talk to her to go through here. So.
You again? Maybe you want to help me out. You see, I'm looking for a dagger. Poor craftsmanship, simple, rusty. Seen it by any chance?
Why should I tell you?
It, what profits me to tell you?
Because, you overgrown turnip, I know a lot of things about this place. Things that you might find useful. This place, this monastery we're standing in, it's been built to seal off something. And I have a key to a secret entrance to its catacombs.
Okay, I thought you were looking
I
for the
thought you were
pathway.
looking for the pathway. Why go after a worthless dagger?
It's an heirloom. It means a lot to me. With the help of my Book of Lineage, it can point me directly to the pathway. Does it sound like your business? No. Back off.
Okay, I guess we
don't care.
don't really have to talk to her. That's just like a side quest or something. The first boss fight that we did, there was a portal at the very beginning of the level that we could open from defeating the boss. So we're gonna go back and grab that real quick. There should be some good stuff in there. I'm not gonna mess with fighting all these enemies. That'll just take up a lot of time. Just run back and grab the stuff that's in there real quick. I don't know if there's a way to fast travel in this game. I don't believe that there is. If there is, I have not found it yet. So we're just going to be doing a little bit of running here. Just going to ignore all these enemies. Yeah, right here's the area where we fought the first warden. And the portal is up there, down this first set of stairs, so we have to go around to get back up there. If I don't die before I get to my destination. Yeah, right here it is. Now, I do believe that all of these portals are different. This first one here is really simple. It spawns 3 chests right here for you to open. If you go out there into the darkness, there will be enemies and a lot of bad stuff, and you'll probably end up dying. So I wouldn't recommend you go out there. But we did get an item. I am equipped with some different armor than I was the last time. I'm using 2 short swords, and I've upgraded a little bit of armor. I'm still keeping my weight in the same area, or in the same green area as I've been trying to. This here is just a trinket. An acolyte's paraphernalia. It used to be common within the ancient group of northern friars. It's believed the amulet regenerates spellcrafting powers, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And we will head back to where we left off. Go ahead and skip this guy right here. Any XP that I'm getting, I'm just dumping it into the attribute points section because we need to get our faith to level 12, so that way we can get the stab ability. That will be very helpful fighting the second boss. I probably should be killing these enemies to get the XP, but I'm just trying to get back to where we were. Came back, killed all the enemies that were down here, and while I was at it, I just went ahead and killed some extra ones, and now we have a couple attribute points and some spell points, so we can get that spell later on. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here, and we're going to attempt to kill that spider-looking thing, whatever that is, right there. And that will let us progress through the tower. So, alright, let's go ahead and try to get on with this before he kills us. If you can, I would say for this battle, try to use the support beams for this to protect yourself from his jump attack. This guy deals a lot of damage, and if you get hit, if you're like me, if you get hit about 2 times, you're probably gonna die. So I would just kind of stay behind the beams if you could, and just attack whenever you get the opportunity. Also, I would recommend to use the gauntlet as much as you could. That way, it deals the most damage to him rather than trying to use your weapon. So. This might take a little while. He keeps spawning these little spider things. They don't deal that much damage, but they do get very annoying when you're trying to fight him. Oh, I just died. Alright. We'll come back and try this here in a little bit after we level up our stuff. Go ahead and get our faith up. Might as well go ahead and use the next attribute point as well. I'm going to increase my health. That way I don't die as often if I get hit too many times. I'm going to go ahead and get this. This is a pretty powerful move. Basically sends like a shadow person to attack the enemy. So we gotta re-kill all these guys now that we died from that thing. I'll show you what this move does that we just got right here. To swap spells, you just press circle down there, and they're in the bottom right hand corner. So we're gonna go ahead and try this out right here. That's basically what it is right there. It just lunges forward at an enemy and it just attacks them like that. It uses up quite a bit of magic, so you're probably only going to be able to use it maybe once or twice. As far as consumables go, magic energy shards, they increase magic regeneration for 30 seconds. I try to save those for boss fights, but if I need to, I'll probably use it down here, just so I can get past this thing. I'm gonna wait till I get my spell active, and then we'll go in here and attack him. Alright, here we go. See how those things just get in the way when you're trying to attack them? And he's about to kill me again. I didn't have near as much trouble with this the first time that I did it. I think I was more, I don't know what I was doing differently, but this is just annoying. And that should do it. We get a pretty good amount of XP for killing this guy, and I believe once you do kill him, and once you leave this area and then you come back, you no longer have to kill him, because that's just a one-time enemy. Sort of like a boss fight, but it's not really. grab my lost experience right there. Alright. Anyway, once you kill him, right there's the platform where we picked the key up, so we're just going to continue on down here. There's a few enemies down here, nothing too major. But I'm going to use my spell on this guy. Well, never mind, no I'm not. Let's go ahead and kill him.
This is my 6th night on watch. The fires on the horizon have burnt out. An all-encompassing silence has fallen. Maybe the Rogar have retreated. Hope the villagers can return to their homes soon.
That spell really helps out if you're fighting a pretty tough enemy. Once he runs up there and starts attacking him, the enemy usually can't move. So you just run up there and deal damage as he's dealing damage, and that way you can just take him down a lot faster. I'm about to die. I really hate archers. In here, I believe there's a quest item. Remember talking to the lady right before the second boss? She's looking for a special dagger. I do believe that it is in this room. I think this is it right here. Yeah, Yetka's dagger. Anyway, this is the tower area. You have to have that key to get into this area. There's a door right here that leads back up to the upper section. And this is the item that we acquired in the tower was this lady's dagger. So we'll talk to her.
You see, I'm looking for a dagger. Poor craftsmanship, simple, rusty. Seen it by any chance?
I might have found what belongs to you.
Belongs to you.
You found it. Its engraving will point me toward the pathway, as soon as I can decipher it. Since I've no need to look in the catacombs anymore, you can have this key.
I must go.
Suit yourself.
Now she gave us a key to the catacombs. For doing that, that will be used later on in the game. I think you're supposed to do that at a later time, but I just went ahead and did it anyway. So now I guess what we'll do is just continue into here and defeat the commander. basically fight this guy the same way that you did the first warden. This guy, the only difference is he spawns enemies during a period of time. If you don't kill these enemies within the amount of time given, I'm not sure what that is, but he will come out of his shield form over there while the enemies are still on the field. So you're better off to kill these guys before he releases his shield. I think this guy spawns two different types of enemies. One of the fast runner people, and then the big dude with the axe. He spawns those types. Later on, after you get his health bar further down, he spawns two of them at one time. So this can kind of be an annoying boss fight if you're not used to the controls that much in this game. Usually when he does that move, you can run up and hit him a few times, but his shield is so large that it kind of gets in the way of attacking sometimes and can get very annoying. And see, over there to the right is the second enemy that he spawns. These are just like regular enemies, but they can still get in the way if you don't kill them in time. I think I'm going to use the magic energy shard that I showed you guys earlier. I have two of them. This will just make things go by a little bit quicker. I believe you have to equip it, so whenever you're out like in the game, just equip it and then use it like you would a health potion. And then that makes your magic regenerate a whole lot quicker. Also, when you use spells like that, you have to be kind of directly in front of the enemy. It can be very annoying when you use that and they just run by, like mine just did. some of these boss fights, they can really take a long time to do, especially if this type of boss is more of a defensive boss. He spawns people to attack you rather than him attacking you, and he goes into defensive mode so you can't attack him while you're dealing with the enemies that he spawns. And that was the commander boss fight. Now, I believe that he drops the shield, the commander shield that he had. So once you reach, I believe it is also 15 strength. Yeah, 15 strength to equip it, just like the first boss's weapon persistence was also 15 strength. So if you're more of a heavy attack, like a heavy weapon type person like you, I would suggest to increase your strength rather than increasing faith and vitality.